So as we get closer to this election on Tuesday, I've been more and more concerned about my not saying something about Donald Trump. Not that I think that if I make this video, I'm going to actually single-handedly change the course of an election, which would be incredible. But I don't think I have quite that much power. But sometimes, have you ever had the experience where you feel like there's something that was a mistake that happened, and if you had only said something, done something, taken an action, you could have changed the course of an event? Well, I'm not quite that grandiose, but I do have to say something about Donald Trump. So here's the thing. I'm a Democrat, which means that if you're a Republican hearing this and you're voting for Donald Trump, you're probably immediately just shrugging and rolling your eyes and thinking, well, I know exactly what she's going to say because she wants her girl to win. Well, believe me, if there was a great Republican on a ticket running for any office, I would actually consider that person because that's who I am. And what I'm saying in this video is not about my politics. It's about the fact that I'm seeing something happen. And I'm so worried about it because as a therapist, yes, a psychotherapist for almost 30 years, which sometimes people hear therapist and they roll their eyes all over again. But I've watched something happen with Donald Trump over the past many, many months, and it really, really worries me. So I haven't met Donald Trump, and I don't think he would care to hear what I'm going to say about this, and if he did hear what I'm going to say, he would just roll his eyes and probably throw me out of the stadium like he throws out anybody who disagrees with him. So this is not a diagnosis. This is an opinion, and my opinion is that he is a strongly sociopathic person. So I'm not going to give a lecture on what that means. You can look it up on Wikipedia and read about sociopaths, but I will tell you that the core of this has to do with a person who is singularly interested in meeting their own needs. They want to win at any cost, even if it means lying every step of the way. They actually believe that they are above the law, that rules don't apply to them, which is one of the reasons why really established fact checkers have said that 91% of what Donald Trump says isn't even true. So what is this thing that is making so many people follow him? Well, sociopathic people are incredibly charismatic because they do believe no matter what that they're right. And if they think they're wrong, they don't really have a conscience. They have very little guilt about any of their actions. So when Donald Trump is touting himself as this great guy, well, he married wife number 1, then he had an affair. And he married wife number 2, and then he had an affair. And then he married wife number 3. So he will normalize and make okay any of his actions when he hasn't paid the workers who have built his golf courses or his hotels. He has a reason. But here's the thing. He's building his campaign based on all the people, just like the people who've worked for him, who he hasn't taken care of. So folks, why do you think he would take care of you when he's never done that? Donald Trump, throughout his whole life, hasn't built his reputation as the great guy who's been concerned about people who are suffering. That's not who he is. He was born a rich kid into privilege. He went to the most elite schools. He built his empire not to serve the middle class or the underclass. He built his empire to serve the privileged. When he says he knows you, he doesn't know you. In fact, he doesn't care about you. He's never cared about you. Why do you think he cares about you now? And here's the deal. What is it about him that makes people say, no, 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 he really does, he really does? Well, here's one idea for you. When we were growing up, or even as adults, when there's the person around us who's so cool and self-assured, They're telling us that they're right all the time, that they're so hip, that they're so strong, that they're so great. We want to be their friend. We want them to choose us. So when Donald Trump gets on a stage and he tells all these people that I'm your guy and I'm your friend, what do all those people feel? Whoa, he's chosen me. Well, here's the deal, folks. He hasn't chosen you. And I really, really believe that. I don't think he cares. And my concern is that if he's elected president, what you're going to feel is ultimately let down and betrayed, because loyalty is something that he doesn't care about. He's the person who's convincing you and you're believing it, because it's so easy to be taken in by somebody who is crazy in the way he's crazy. It happens all the time in relationships. And we've seen it happen probably with friends who have dated somebody. We think, what are they thinking? And then the person goes ahead and marries a person. And what happens? It doesn't work. It becomes disastrous. And sometimes those friends turn to us and say, you were right. All the signs are there. It's something to pay attention to. It's something to think about. And if you're thinking, no, she's wrong, all you have to do is look at the data. It's nothing that I'm making up. It's nothing that I'm concocting. Look up Donald Trump. Look at what his history has been as a business person, as a friend, as an employer. It's not a great past. So just pay attention, because this could be the election where you're going to get locked into a result and you won't be able to get out of the friendship. You won't be able to break up from the relationship. It's going to be a bad 4 years.